My wife cheated on me, and during our separation, I won the lottery. Then she filed for divorce to get half of my assets. But guess what? She didn't count on one specific thing. Me and my wife were together for just over 5 years. Right at the beginning of our marriage, my mother and my father were immediately against it. They did not like my wife from the start of our relationship, always saying, "I don't think she cares about you, and she doesn't truly love you like you love her." My dad even sat me down and said, "Hey, I think that this lady is just dating you for financial purposes. She just wants somebody to support her." I did not understand why they said that, since the only argument that they had to support their claims was the fact that she had been married 3 times before. One thing was strange about the whole situation. In each case of her divorces, they only got divorced once the husband achieved something valuable financially. I personally never understood why they related those two things, since nothing directly pointed at that reason for the divorces. She told me she divorced the first guy because he was crazy, the second guy because he was abusive, and the third guy because he didn't show her love and support anymore. I personally understood and understand why 3 marriages is kind of wild, but the circumstances and explanations that she gave made sense to me. 2 years after we started dating, we ended up getting married. For some reason, my mom and my dad did not come to our wedding. My mom even said that she would stand up when they asked, did anybody have any objections, and object. So she was like, I'd rather not show up because I have nothing good to say. And if I have nothing good to say, I might as well not say anything at all. I was very hurt by this, but I understood. I am lying. That caused me not to speak to my parents for a long time. But eventually, we ended up getting over it. Now I'm going to get to the main point. I always like buying lottery tickets on the weekends, and I think that's something that I actually inherited from my father. It was just something to throw a little bit of extra cash into, but not put myself into debt. I have never actually won anything of significant values from these tickets, but I feel like it's just like smoking cigarettes or drinking coffee in the morning. It's one of those rushes that when you watch the numbers drop, you just hope that they call yours. Anywho, about 4 months ago, I was coming home from work. I was able to get a half a day, which was something that never happened to me before, and I took it and ran with it. When I got home, I saw a car that was inside of the front yard that didn't look familiar, and I thought to myself, I wonder if somebody's doing maintenance or like electricity work. I knew that the internet guy was supposed to be coming, but I didn't know what time he was going to be coming, but I knew that my wife was going to be there when he showed up. So as I pulled in the drive-through and went to the front door, I looked and I saw an internet truck pull up, and I'm thinking to myself, if that's the internet man, and that's my car, and that's my wife's car, whose car is that? So I knock on the door and put my key in to go inside, and all I can hear is a man saying, "Hold on, I'm almost there." And I'm thinking to myself, there is a grown man in my house about to open the door for the internet man. And he's talking as if he lives here. I go to open the door, and lo and behold, it's my wife's best friend. And I'm thinking to myself, why he ain't got no pants on? And he's pushing the door closed like, hold on, sir. Like, give me a second. Let me get fully dressed, and then I can let you in for the internet. Now I'm thinking to myself, he thinks I'm the internet guy? He's naked in my house? My wife is in the house? So I go to my car, and I'm sitting in there, and I watch the internet man go to the front door, and he's at the front door. And then the dude opens the door, right? He sees the internet man. I'm guessing he didn't even care to look inside of the drive-thru because he didn't see me. And I called my wife. And when I call her, she's like, hello? And I'm like, hey, baby. And she's like, oh, my God, how is work? Are you coming home anytime soon? The internet guy is here. And I'm like, okay. Is there anybody else there? And she's like, me? Duh. And I'm like, no. Like, other than you and the internet guy, is there anybody else there? And then I guess at that point, she looked outside. Because all I see is the dude going like this to the window. And I know he saw me. And she's like, oh, my best friend came over to help me install the internet as well. And I was like, okay. So I go inside. When I get in there, they're talking. The internet dude is, you know what I'm saying, look around. I'm looking at the best friend, and I'm like, you gonna help her with something? And he's like, huh? And I'm like, you're not gonna help the internet person? And at that point, that's when I knew everything was a lie. Because when I walked into the bedroom, and it smelled like hanky-panky, touchy-touchy time, I knew right then and there, she was a liar and a cheater. And I told her, while the internet guy was there, oh, y'all was cheating on me. And then I asked the internet guy, I said, hey, man, can you come here real quick? And he's like, honestly, I'm just trying to do my job. And I'm like, no, come here real quick. And he walks into the room, and I'm like, what does it smell like in here? And he says, it smells like somebody just got done smashing. And I was like, yep, that's it. I'm out of here. And I walk out, I get into my car, and I drive away. All I hear is phone calls, yelling, I'm sorry, it's not what it looks like. You're just over-exaggerating, you're overthinking. And I'm like, I could be overthinking, most definitely. But the internet dude is not overthinking. This was happening. You lying to me. And we ended up just trying to see if we were going to get divorced or what. And we just separated. Just straight up separated. I couldn't stay with her. I knew I had to stay somewhere else. So she's still inside of the house. And I am currently living with my parents. Now, one thing that I kept doing throughout this whole situation was turning in lottery tickets. A couple of weeks ago, bam! I'm at my parents' house and I'm scratching off a ticket. And I'm looking at the thing. And it says that I had won the accumulation of $3.2 million. I was ecstatic. I invited my whole family. We had a whole party. While we were partying, I guess somebody at the party had sent a message to my wife stating that she is glad to be a multimillionaire. And she had sent me a message saying, oh my God, we can work through this. We can go to therapy. We can talk this out. And I'm like, nah. I still got to figure out what I want to do specifically. So we just going to stay separated. I thought to myself, if I try to get back with my wife, her cheating is going to benefit off of 3 point something million dollars. Nah. If I divorce my wife, her cheating ass is going to get $1.5 million. Nah. And you should know, you don't actually get the whole $3 million. It gets divided into the taxes. And me personally, I took the lump sum, or wanted to take the lump sum. So, not even 6 days after I had won the lottery, I had received divorce papers. And I'm thinking to myself, huh? When I told my parents, they immediately scorned me. They had said, we warned you. We told you she would do to you what she did to the other dudes. But then they comforted me, let me know that they were going to be there for me altogether, and they gave me a game plan. Here's another detail that's extremely needed. In my country, you can only play the lottery in the state that you reside in. And I didn't live in this state. My parents did. So I played the lottery in my dad's name. And he played the lottery in his name as well. So technically, the ticket belongs to him. My wife does not know this, and my dad said he will only cash it out and give me the money once the divorce is finalized. Tomorrow is the divorce court, and she's finally going to find out that she isn't going to get a lick of the money. And I'm looking forward.